You can hear me?
Yes, Vanita.
Give me a second. We will start the class now. I hope you can see the screen as well. Yes? No?
Yes.
Okay, let's start with the prayer first. Close your eyes, palms together. Seek the blessing from your Guru Goddess. If you are done, slowly open your eyes. Okay, as usual, 3 segments. First thing, we are going to see the Gocharam, then followed by the horoscope lessons. We are ending with the horoscope discussion. Okay. Okay. Today's Gocharam, Guru in the Mithuna, Ketu in the Simha, Mangal in the Magara, Surya Ragu, Budan Shukran in the Kumbha, Sani in the Meena, Chandra in the Mesha. Okay, here is the thing. Whenever first thing we have to concentrate to king and the queen. One is Surya, next is first is the Chandra, second is the Surya. Okay. Now we have to see where the Chandra is, where the Surya is. So when now earlier we see the Surya was here, now it is moved into the next month, that is the Kumbha month. Uh, uh, most of the peoples when they ask about the month names, instead of the every languages have their own names, but if you forgot to recall the name, you can call it as the name of the Rasi followed by the month, like Kumbha month, Magara month, Tula month, like that. Okay. Now the Surya was in the Kumbha Rasi. Okay. Now let's see about the Chandra. Okay. Mostly the queen plays the biggest role because the movement was much more faster than every other planet. So we have to consider the Chandra in a greater way. Now the Chandra was in the Mesha Rasi. So we have the people who born on the Mesha Lagna, Mesha Rasi, where they also have to see how the emotional well-being for that particular day, because the Chandra will play the greatest role. Because that time when the Mesha Rasi means Chandra over Chandra. If your Lagna is the Mesha Lagna means Chandra over your Lagna. So both the things will play the greatest role. So you have to see how your emotional well-being. So there is one more people also have to see, that the people who born on the Kanni Lagna. Why is that important? Because if your natal chart is on the Kanni Lagna, or which the Mesh Rasi becomes which house? Any idea?
Eighth house.
Eighth house, right? So that means in your eighth house, Chandra over your eighth house. So these people also have to take a look on this particular day, how your emotional well-being is. Okay. And there is also the things when the Chandra is on your fourth house, Chandra is on your sixth house. But this won't give you the much more effect, but that will give you a greater effect in your eighth house, over your eighth house. Okay. And very, very greater day for our analytical, we can put our whole analytical skill into the Kumbha Rasi, where most of the planets was grouped together. Here, Surya, Rahu, Buddha, Shukran are here. Okay, so whenever you find the time, analyze this combination. This will give you the greater understanding of Surya, Rahu, Budan, and Shukra. Whenever the Rahu was combined with any other graha, it won't give you any kind of greater things in your life. So the any child who's born on this particular day will have the impact of the Surya Rahu combination. We will see that later. That's all about the today's Kosharam. We'll move into the Pancham for today. So today's Tithi is the Saptami, followed by the Ashtami. Nakshatra is the Revati, followed by the Ashwini. Yoga is the Siddha, followed by the Satya. Karna is the Garaja, followed by the Manija and the Vishti. Weekday is the Ravivara, Paksha is Sukla Paksha. So whenever you see about the Tithi, this is the diagrammatical representation of whatever we see here. Saptami up to 11:10 p.m. If you see this, in Vedic astrology, the people consider the day, which is when the sun rises, the day ends when the sun sets. Okay? So that becomes your whole day. One sunrise to the next sunrise becomes your one day. So in between, your one sunset will happen. So sunrise is at the 6:38 a.m. and sunset is going to happen 6:16 p.m. and the next sunrise will be 6:38 a.m. So in between these 24 hours, they separate into cities. From the sunrise, I mean, before also Saptami was there, but let's consider only today. We are starting the day with the Saptami Tithi. Till how long it is going to? 11:10. So it's still here, Saptami. And then 11:10 p.m. Sorry, it's 11:10 p.m. Still here. Then followed by the Ashtami. Then it's prolonged to the next day. Now let's see about the Nakshatra. Nakshatra is the Revati. If you see, it is 1:35 p.m. Now the Revati Nakshatra was finished. Now the Ashwini was going. Yoga, Siddha was already finished. 11:46 a.m. followed by the Satya. Same thing goes for the Karna. Today was the 3 Karnas will be there. Garaja till 11:57 a.m. here, followed by the Manija till 11:10 p.m. Then followed by the night, the whole night comes under the Vishti Karna. Okay. We'll see about this letter combination later weeks because we have to understand about the Panjam till few more weeks. Then we will understand about what is the Yen Gandhada, what is the T Gandhada, and the Visha. We'll see about that later. There is also Upra, I forgot the name. It's also come. We'll see about the later days. That will give you the greater understanding, interesting points about the particular day. So that's why I'm asking you to practice this Pujaram whenever your time permits. See how the particularly the Chandra moves from one Rashi to the another. So then I will give you one hint also here. Moving from water to fire, this give you the greater effect in your life. Okay. What are the 3 points? The water and the fire combined from the Meena to the Mesha. Anybody says there are the 2 more combinations. When the Chandra moves from the water to the fire, you understand the water, right? Meena Rashi is the water, fire is the Aries. There is also 2 more combination in the same chart. What is that? In every natal chart. Water to fire. No? Okay, then consider it as a homework. There is a 2 more combination will come, water to fire. Okay? Find out that, then we will discuss about that in upcoming weeks. Okay, remember that. This particularly this word will represent that word.
Kataka to Simha.
That is?
Kataka to Simha, Vrishchika to Dhanu.
Then one more.
Vrishchika to Dhanu.
Vrishchika to Dhanu. So here if you see, this all the water elements that imagine now the Chandra was into the fire element. But the previous days, it was in the water element. So when the Chandra moves from the water to the fire, it becomes one of the karmic points. That we will see that later. Now I don't want to confuse you more. But whenever you see the Gocharam, look into the very important points, whether the Chandra was moving from the water to fire or water to fire, water to fire. That importance, you will see that later. Okay? Now let's see only when the Chandra was moving from the water Rashi to the fire Rashi. That's more than enough for now. Okay? So let's move into the Gaulavaka. Again, this is the type of the Charakarana moving Karana. What does that again meaning? The same Gaulava Karana will comes in one more day in the same month itself. Okay. So that is the Charakara. In earlier days, the people who do the pot right in the mud, they made the pot out of the mud. That peoples they call it as the Gaulavargal. Not as the Gauravargal, it's the Gaulavargal. Level makes a greater difference. That peoples they considered it as the peoples who make the pot from give me a second. Pot out of the mud. That peoples they call it as the Gaulava. So mainly the planet is the Saturn. Deity is because this is the one Karana, the Gaulava Karana, which mostly involved into the mostly involved in most of the earth parts. So the Varaha and the Varahi is all the important deities for this particular Karana. Naturally, this was a very auspicious Karana. If you see these activities, whichever that's suited for, if you are going to make a sign for any of your important documents, or if this is the important day for signing in any of the agreements, this is the best Karana to do that. Or you going for making for an arrangement for an dating or engagement or marriage ceremony, this is the best Karana. And if you spiritually, whenever the people do the spiritual practice, if they want to attend Siddhi, when they do the sadhana, they mostly selected this particular karana to start the practice. Okay, mostly we'll see about the personality traits later. Before that, we'll see two things about the Gaurava karana. Animal is the pig. When you see the animal is the pig, then automatically you understand that the Varaha and the Varahi becomes the important deity for this karma. Today is the Tuesday. Ornament is not a pearl, it is a silver pearl. Oh, that's my mistake. Ornament is not a pearl, it is a silver. Okay, month mostly you have to chant. This is the best karana, best timing to chant the Aditya Hriday. If you want to in one of the day, if you're planning to do chanting the Aditya Hriday, the best timing is the Gaulava Karma. Adi Devata is the Surya, the sun. Devata is the Mitra. Mitra is nothing but your sun only. Another form of the sun, we call it as the Mitra. Ornament, I already told you, it is a cell. Most of the time, if you see when the people I didn't see the people to do it in another part of the world, but mostly in the southern part of the world, whenever they enter into the ancestral home, or most of the peoples or entering into the temple, they touch the Nelavasal. That means entering, I don't know how to say in English, the Nelavasal, that means your main gate of your house or the temple. They touch and they pray for, they get the blessing from that particular place, then they will enter into the auspicious location. What is that meaning? Intentionally, they get the blessing from the sun. Whenever you touch the main entrance of the temple or main entrance of your home itself, particularly on any of the auspicious day, you will get the blessing from the sun. That was the main, mostly all the peoples will do. If you go and see in the temples or in any occasion, if they are visiting the ancestral home, they always do like that. Okay. But what the Kaulagarana born peoples will looks like are mostly friendly. But this is the con. This is the very pros. There is the good thing about the Gaulagarana. There is also the worst tribes is also comes under the Gaulagarana. Sometimes these peoples are much more dominant towards the women, or the the people who born, it is a little bit complicated here. But now let's see about the good picture of the people. They are mostly friendly, cooperative in nature, socially influential. But the person who male born under Gaula Karna have an ability to dominate the other children. That was the inbuilt quality of the Gaula Karna. Because of the Mars energy was involved here, the energetic and the proactive in nature. You may ask, where is the Mars energy comes here? Because the planet is Saturn. The day is the Tuesday. The Tuesday is the energy for the Mars. So the people who born on this particular Karna, they also have the kind of the Mars energy significantly, so that they are much more energetic and proactive in nature. Okay. Anybody born on the Gaulava Karna? And now we are entering into the second segment of today. We're still seeing about the seventh law. Saptamadipati. Okay, that is the seventh law. Mostly we know about what is the seventh house. Seventh house signifies about your spouse, your business partners, customer, clients, boss, or anything you face in your life. It could be your any person in front of you, a problem, issue, question, or doubts in your mind, whichever it is, you feel that that becomes your seventh house. Okay. Now, what are the main things, main three important things you have to keep in mind when we remember about the seventh house? The three important persons, that is a spouse, client, and customer. If you remember these three things, you're done with this. Basically, you're done with your seventh. Okay, then you may ask a question. This is only three things I have to remember all the time. No, this is the basic. The first step when you remember about the seventh house. If you remember these three things in your mind, that's more than enough. But this is not enough. When you progress, you may increase number three more again or six more again. But at when you're in the beginner level, if you are in the beginner level, then you say, no, I'm not in a beginner level. Then that's okay. Then you can improve the three more or six more significance of the seventh house. This is best for numerals. Okay. Now we already know about the seventh house. This is the revision. Seventh lord in the first house. Mostly this people's mind work in all direction. Particularly, they are very good in the PR. That means the public relations. These people are really good. Okay. Then the seventh lord in the second house, when the seventh lord Kalastra Adipati was sitting in your Dhanasthana, mostly these people are intellectual, good leadership quality comes as the side. Seventh lord in the third house. Kalastra Adipati was sitting in your Dhairya Sthana. Mostly these people are very loving towards very loving in their marriage life, or very very high imagination in the communication, business, and the writing. Why? The third house will give you that kind of an effect. Seventh lord in the fourth house definitely will have a home loving and social life. And seventh lord in the fifth house, this is again a good one. Mostly they are outspoken and they are expose their creative mind in evenings. If you have the seventh lord in fifth house sales people, your business will bloom for like anything. Okay, now our lesson starts. Seventh lord in the sixth house. Okay, seventh lord, we already know about it. This is for anything you face in your life, either your spouse or problems, issue, doubts, whatever the things in front of. So that becomes your seventh house significance. So the who rules that significance is the seventh. Now that lord was sitting in your sixth house. Okay, sixth house. Anybody remember?
Rona Roga.
Triple R. Roga in a Tripustan. So if that was happens, your health, debt, and enemies, mostly whatever the competitiveness, that kind of an ability, right? The energy which you have inside you, that is also in the sixth house. How successful you can be in your life, that is also represented in your sixth house. So if in this house, the seventh lord was sitting. Okay, how it is going? Mostly these people were, because the seventh lord, who were the opposite energy people, the who were the who's going in front of you, that person was sitting in the sixth house. Mostly these people are caring people and caring, very warm in nature. This is very rare quality for the peoples who have the warm and caring. Okay, mostly the peoples are caring in nature. They can show their caring in their word or in an action, expression, whatever it is. The warm energy you can feel only towards the, in the 1,000 peoples, you can feel that kind of an warm energy out of 1,000 out of 10, or rarely, or 1,000 or 4. How is that is that kind of the peoples are present in this yet? Obviously, yes. You can feel that warm energy when you sit next to them itself. Regardless of whoever you are, you can feel that energy. But how that is possible? When the seventh lord was sitting in your sixth house, that warm energy you can feel immediately. Okay, now the some knowledge with the sixth is for your competition, but the seventh lord was sitting in your sixth house. Is that is going to increase that competitiveness? Yes or no? Definitely it isn't. Yes. Because one of the Kendra Lord was sitting in your sixth house, which is for your competitiveness. It is going to increase the competitiveness or no? Obviously, yes. Mostly these peoples will become the strong pillar of any institutions they are involved with. Success will come for them for sure. Even if it feels like the other people's may feels like they are just really struggling for this success. But what the individual can feel, the individual was feel like they are cakewalking in their success journey. They're in simple terms, they are enjoying, or they need that kind of an environment to lead into a successful life. So there were, what are the main things you have to see here? Their competitive skill was really high. They are very good in become a leadership quality or pillar of any of an institution. But the success will definitely will come as the result. Okay, this is a very, very important point. And this is only happened when the seventh lord was sitting in the sixth house. Sorry? Okay, because they are going to give the support unconditionally and get support one from spouse. This is not a one way, this is the two way. When the seventh lord was sitting in a sixth house means they will get this unconditional love to give and get also. This is totally possible only for only for this combination. Okay, then you may ask, why I have the seventh lord and sixth house, but I didn't have this kind of a two-way communication. I'm only giving, but I'm not getting. Then you have to see whether the seventh lord and the sixth house combined, if you are a male or the female, the graha combination will be different. If any of the inauspicious graha combined together, then this effect will be less, but your nature won't change. What is your nature? Your nature is an unconditional love. Your nature is a warm person. Your nature is the caring person. That won't change. Okay? Anybody was in the seventh lord in sixth house? No? Okay, first of all, what is the meaning of seventh lord and sixth house? Imagine you, let's say, Midhuna Lagna. Which is the seventh lord here?
Guru.
Guru, right? So here is the seventh house, lord is a Jupiter. Which one is the sixth house? This one is the sixth house. Then your Jupiter was here. If your Jupiter alone was here, you will definitely have all the quality. Imagine a situation combined with the Saturn, or combined with the Rahu, or combined with the Ketu. This will happen? No, it won't. Okay. Okay, you want to try this combination? Let's see about one. We'll see one combination, then you will tell me the answer. Okay, this is the same methodology. We are imaginarily thinking how it will happen. Now the Jupiter is the seventh lord, was sitting in the sixth house along with this. Ketu. Okay? What will happen? Okay, here is the thing. When the Jupiter and the Ketu combined, this quality becomes a little bit twisted. How? You definitely a caring person. There is no question about that. But your warmness is not that much possible. You would definitely sound knowledge with competitive edge because the Jupiter was involved, the Ketu is in wisdom. The Jupiter is a wise graha, will definitely have sound knowledge. Strong pillar of institution, yes, you definitely have the leadership quality. Okay, here is the thing. You will get a success, no. The Ketu will provide an obstacle in every way, and if only the Jupiter was there, other people will feel like you are struggling, but you feel like no, it's not a struggle. It's a uh, part of my life to lead into a successful path. That's what you feel. But when the Jupiter and the Ketu combine, what do you feel? You are not even able to touch the success. Even if you touch the success, a number of obstacles and responsible over your shoulder, and you can't able to manage that. Okay, giving support unconditionally will come, but when the Ketu was combined here, your wisdom was beyond everything. Even though the other people's was giving the equal amount of the love, but you will feel like okay, it's all will happen. It's a part of the life, and you are in a state of greater wisdom person. You won't give that kind of an importance because your mind was not in a such a state to give that because you were already in a state of greater wisdom level because the Ketu was combined. Okay, let's see about anybody want to add any other thing here? If you find time, do this combination of Jupiter and the Saturn or Jupiter and the Rahu. This will give you a different perspective altogether. But if what the person inbuilt quality won't change, definitely they become a caring person. But because of their caring, they may get affected. They are very sound in knowledge. So they try for the success. They are to achieve a success or no. If the Jupiter combined with the Rahu, the success will happen. But they will lose all the relationship in their life. If the Saturn was there, they delay the success. They won't be able to reach the success at whatever the level. Their mind was in a scale of 1 to 10. They had in the mind, okay, I want to reach the success in 5 months of the time. But when the Saturn was combined together, they will reach the success 5 years of the time. Okay. Now let's see about the seventh lord in the seventh house. So altogether, seventh lord in the sixth house is a good one. Now let's see about the seventh lord in the seventh house. That means same lord, same house. We already know about the seventh house, spouse, partner, boss, client, customer, etc. What are the things in front of? Okay, here is interesting. Whoever the Jataka was having the seventh lord in the seventh house, they definitely have the attractive hands-on personality for sure. Okay, here is the thing. Some people you may see in your life, you want to see that person for one more time. So you don't need to talk with them, but you just want to sit and see the person for at least 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It may prolong to 5 hours, but you won't get bored. That kind of the personal magnetism you endowed with. The skill, IQ, knowledgeable, very knowledgeable person. In a simple way, you say it as a very knowledgeable personal man. Okay, excellent customer client business skill. You may have, but or you should have excellent customer client or the business skill. Okay, when you talk about the spouse, okay, very powerful in nature, but the other they won't be look like that very powerful, but actually they are very powerful. They are very calm and cool nature. Will won't project you. They are very powerful. Very supportive to the person whoever the native is, knowledgeable and educated. But this combination is really rare. Seventh Lord in the seventh house, because the Jataka is also knowledgeable and the spouse is also knowledgeable. And this person is kind of a wonderful magnetism, and this person is a common tool. They are supportive to each other and knowledgeable and educated. This combination is really rare. Whenever you see any of the horoscope, seventh lord in seventh house, find a time to dig deeper into it. Anybody having seventh lord in seventh house? Now let's see about the seventh lord in this eighth house. Eighth house is the house for the longevity, is a rebirth, is a transformation, for vitality, house of mystery, foreign settlement, and it's again the house for learning about the occult science. Or if anybody in their life they are enter into the path of the occult science or not, the house will reveal that secret. Okay. Now we'll know about the seventh house. Seventh house for your spouse, client, customer, or whichever the thing, or whichever you are facing in your life. So that Lord was sitting in the house of mystery, that is the eighth house. What will happen? The marriage will be happen in the known circle. That means your friends, colleagues, your neighbors, whoever it is. Definitely, it will happen around the known circle. Okay. When you see the people will say, no, I had this luck, I had this financial abundance after my marriage. You may see number of the couples will say that, but this will only this is what the one of the combination is the seventh lord and the eighth, the financial luck after the marriage. They are get easily influenced by the spouse. Okay, when they're talking about the spouse, they're as usual, normal person, but they're witty in nature, they're wise and mature. So this kind of spouse combined with the going to combine with the seventh lord. So when you are talking about the seventh lord and eighth house, again it's good in nature. Okay. Don't forget, seventh lord is nothing but Kendra. One of the Kendra lord was sitting in the eighth house. Is that going to give the auspiciousness? Definitely going to. Now let's see about the seventh lord in the ninth house. Okay. Seventh house, we already know. Ninth house is for your fortune, philosophy, higher education, anything related to religious rites, religion, or ethics, culture, tradition comes under the ninth house. Now it also represents your father, Guru. There are then several peoples, or only the handful of the peoples who have the Guru in their life, or at least the Guru is in a living state. If the ninth house was stronger, they definitely have this kind of a blessing. I would say it's not a convenience, it's a blessing. Now let's see the seventh lord in the ninth house. That means the Kendra lord was sitting in the Trigona house. Is that clear? This is the Kendra lord. This is the Trigona. One of the Trigona house. Now the Kendra lord was sitting in the Trigona house. How it will be? Mostly they are variable in nature, but unconventional. This is the thing, it makes every rule in their normal life. Okay, they're mostly unconventional in nature. Most of the time, when the seventh lord and the ninth house meets, these people are they're having a different kind of an interest. They're showing a different personality altogether. And these people are they're interesting to know about the mystery and interest in sometimes they if you see the people who always interested to learn about the mystery or interested to read about the fiction books or only the mystery, even if they are seeing in a serial, they are interested towards the mystery. Most of the time they will end up with the fortunate life partner. Okay, these peoples will get the inheritance from their father without any problem. There are the combinations will come. They will inherit from the father, but the number of the obstacles will come. One thing is the property may legally have some problem, or relations will give some of the struggles to them. But when the seventh lord in a ninth house means, they inherit their father's legacy also. They inherit their father's property without any issue. We hear one of the philosophy, time wasted means the life is wasted. Altogether, seventh lord in the ninth house means it's in a neutral state. It won't be giving you the greatness in your life. It won't be giving you the badness in your life. Okay. Anybody having seventh lord in ninth?
I have Vanita.
Okay. It's okay. Kanni Lagna, right?
Oh, correct.
Lagna,
Seventh Lord is Guru. He's placed in the ninth house.
Rishabha, right?
Mm.
Only Rishabha. I mean, Guru, only Guru.
Only Guru.
Okay. Which one is exactly matching and which one is not?
Versatile, I don't know. Unconventional, yes. Multifold interest, yes. Multifaceted person, I don't know. Fond of mysteries, yes. Fortunate wife pattern, no. Paternal legacy or inheritance, I don't know.
Okay. This one you don't know. Fond of mystery?
Fond of mysteries, no.
No. Okay. Any graha in your third house?
Third house, no. Nothing.
Any graha was aspecting Jupiter?
No. Jupiter is aspecting Lagna, nobody else.
Okay. So, I couldn't find an answer why there was no fond of mystery. Possibly when we see the full horoscope, we may find an answer.
Guru is
But
also fourth house lord, right?
Yeah.
Guru is also?
The fourth house Lord.
Oh.
So 4 in 9 also have to be.
4 and 9 house. Okay.
Yeah.
And that means the fourth lord is also in the ninth. Awesome. Thanks. Wonderful. Anybody want to add any other thing or otherwise we'll move? See the seventh lord in the 10th house. Seventh lord.
Vanita, before going to that, I have one question. The seventh lord in the eighth house. So does it also depend upon the planets in the seventh to the eighth, or it is just the house alone matters? Like you said, seventh lord in the eighth house, right? Now, for example, actually me and my husband, now I checked the chart, both of us have the seventh lord in the eighth house. So, but for him it is the moon that is in the seventh.
Let's go slow. Which lagna you are?
I am Vrichika.
Vrishika lagna.
No, lagna is Karka. No, I'm Karka lagna.
Okay.
I'm Karka lagna.
Lagna. Your
So my seventh lord is actually Saturn.
Saturn was in Kumbha, right?
He is in Kumbha. And my husband is actually, what is he? He is that Rishabha lagna.
Rishabha lagna.
He is Rishabha lagna.
And
his
Mars was in the
seventh is Vrichika, no? Seventh lord is now moon, no, basically.
Seventh lord is Vrikshika. So Mars
seventh lord is not moon, no? That okay. Sorry. Then I think he is not on the right thing. Okay, I thought probably Vrichika. Then this there the moon is moved into the Jupiter's house, that is in Dhanus. But this is Mars, right? Okay, I think I was.
But for you it was correct, right?
For me it is correct.
But which one is matching? Which one is not?
Mine everything is matching actually. It's a known circle. Yeah. So I just thought probably the Saturn and Moon, will they have any differences? That is what was my question. Will that also matter? The planets
Okay,
were
wait a second. Now I understand where you're going.
so
Wait a second. Now it's a Rishabha. So your seventh lord is the eighth house. That means the Mars. Imagine this situation. Okay.
yeah,
When you are
like
seeing
that.
as a couple, when you are combining this two Jadagam over Jadagam, how you are going to see this? Wait a second. Okay, this is again a separate topic to discuss altogether that will give you an interesting knowledge. Particularly if you are combining with your family, that will you can easily understand. See, for you, you are in a Karka Lagna and your seventh lord was in the eighth house.
Yeah.
Your husband was a Rishabha and his Mars was in the eighth house.
No, actually, now it is not. I miscalculated it, but then my doubt arises because of that. Actually, the moon is in the eighth. I thought Vrichika is moon, and then that's why I thought. Actually, I'm wrong. But that is where the question stemmed up asking whether if the Saturn, the planets also will have a different influence, or is it for everyone, it is a blanket rule, which is the same. That is what I wanted to check. But anyway, it is now wrong. He is not having that, actually.
Okay, now let's see about this when we combine it together, two houses. Now, this is you and this is your husband. Now, how you can combine your Karka Lagna, it becomes his third house. You understand this point,
Yeah, got
right?
it.
His
Yeah,
Lagna, it becomes your 11th house, right?
correct.
So your 12th house becomes his second house.
Yeah.
So if you combine it together in such a way, this is also give you a different pattern and that will give you a different answer altogether.
Okay.
So, for example, if whatever the spending you are doing, it becomes a saving for him. He wants to save that. He wants to save that situation. But you don't want to spend that situation. But sometimes this is also becomes the good thing for a couples. He becomes an anchor for you, or you become an anchor for him. So that way you manage the expenditure and the saving. So you do that because in a family you 24/7 you are seeing, so you can understand in which part of the phase you are facing the problem, or where you are able to adjust, where you can able to adjust. So understand this one, that will solve most of the problem. Particularly if you are in a couple situation, this is the best way to analyze. That will altogether will give you a different perspective. Okay. Let's see about the seventh lord in the 10th house. Now, seventh house, we already know about whatever the things which you are facing in your life. 10th house is about your career, age, professional life, how the world sees you. It's not you seeing yourself, how the world sees you, how you're popular, how your image was developed, how others sees you. That becomes your 10th house. Now, when that seventh lord was sitting in your 10th house, how it will be. And this is a wonderful thing for any man and woman. They are become a devoted partner. Most of the time, your friend, philosopher, and leader. You may see a number of the couples will say, "No, my husband is my friend, my philosopher, my guide, my mentor." The other person, husband, is also saying, "My wife is my friend," like that. Or in either way, when the seventh lord and 10th house means this people, okay, one interesting thing you have to note here, this is the Kendra lord, this is again a Kendra. So the Kendra lord, you are sitting in another Kendra. The two seventh to 10th. These people support with each other, one or the other way, either in their conversation, either in their action, they support it with each other. This is one important point which I'm trying to say. Contribute to their progress and achievements. When one person was enter into their life, the other person may professionally they grow stronger and higher. In personal life also, the other person will grow up stronger and higher. This is totally not possible if both the things are not in correct graha energy. But when the 7th Lord was sitting in the 10th house means they grew in professionally or personally, they grew beautifully. Okay, here is the interesting thing. They enjoy all comforts of the life. They are the very good couples in the entire world. There are higher possibility they will success in the overseas life. Okay. Anybody having 7th Lord in 10th house? Awesome.
Vanita, one question here. Say if the 7th Lord is debilitated in the 10th house, will all these still apply?
No, would apply because when the 7th, when you have an example for that?
No, we can just take an example. And
Okay, I will tell you about the debilitation energy. Debilitation energy
maybe
means
Tula, the 7th Lord will be Mars. Mars is debilitated in Kataka.
Mars was here. Mars was debilitated in Makara Rasi.
No, Tula Lagna.
Tula Lagna.
And yeah, Kuja is in Kataka. So it's debilitated, right?
Okay. So the thing is, they may become a devoted partner, but the nature won't change. But what is the change will be happen here? The energy level will be completely depressed. I mean, there was no energy first of all. See, if your Mars was depleted, mean you don't have that kind of an energy. You may have in your mind, no, I want to be devoted to my partner. I want to be friend with my partner. I want to be a philosopher to my partner. I want to mend him. So you have n number of ideas, but do you have that kind of an energy? Do you have that kind of an cosmic energy flows through your body? That energy level was debilitated. See, the Mars, if it is a female horoscope, the Mars will give you the kind of an energy towards just the marital life. But if that was debilitated, means it won't give you the good side. They may think or they will definitely act as a devoted partner. They will live as a devoted partner. Is that going to help in a mutual way? That possibility was, the percentage was really very less. In a 1 to 10 scale, the successful in their life will be 3% only. The comfortness, there is a higher possibility if the Shukran and the Guru was in a very good, great state, they may enjoy the comforts of the life. It doesn't mean when the Mars was debilitated, they can't enjoy the comforts, but the energy level will be really less. See, if Mars was not debilitated, if you have a full energy, how you are enjoying your life, you don't have an energy, what do you want to think? I want to go and sleep. That's the thing you need, right? You feel that is the comforts in your life. But what are the various other things you will enjoy? You will enjoy as a comforts in your life if you have a full energy. That may differ. Success in overseas also because the Mars won't stop you. Where if your Rahu was in a good state, that will give you success in your overseas also. But is that will happen like a cakewalk? No, it won't be. It comes in number of failures, then finally you will come into the one point in time you feel like okay, going to abroad it won't be a biggest deal for you. That state you will go will enter into that kind of a phase. Okay, altogether what I'm trying to say, when the planet energy was depleted means you are not consuming that energy. Your body was not allowing the energy the cosmos was not entering into your body. But the energy will be available. The energy was totally available. But how your body was capable, or your body was capable to receive that energy or not. So if the Mars was debilitated means most of the time their Manipura chakra won't work properly. That means their fire element won't work properly. It's an interrelated thing. So what are the things you have to do? You religiously do the exercise. You have to maintain the heat in your body. Most of the time, you work under the sun. That will give you the greater benefit. Or at least you have to put the leg. I mean, you have to barefoot walk at least number of miles. That will give you an energy. Here is a simple thing. You have to find a way how you can increase the Mars energy or how you can allow the Mars energy into your body. Is it really possible? Totally possible. How? We can do the mudra practice, pranayama practice, do the, you can heal your body using the food also. Then you may ask, Monica, in my natal chart, my Mars was debilitated. How is that possible? It's totally possible. That's why you have to be aligned to yourself. Because when you are born, based on the lagna which you are born, the nervous system will be definitely misaligned one or the other way. There are the few, very, very few people who are born with an aligned system. Most of the people, their energy system, their interlinked with the junction will be a little bit misaligned only. If you see the lagna, based on the lagna, you can easily understand, okay, you are born on this lagna, you will have the misaligned with this chakra itself. So what are the things they have to do? They have to, when you see the horoscope itself, you understand what kind of energy you will have, what kind of energy interpreted in your body. So search towards that and find the balance in your body. Then you may have a question. Okay, Rita, I have a Jupiter very well in my horoscope. I am going to increase the Jupiter only. I'm going to increase the Shukra only. Okay, what will happen? When you increase only the Jupiter energy, your one or the other way, your body fat will increase. You may do exercise. You may religiously practice pranayama. But if your Jupiter energy was increased in your body fat, your muscle system will increase for sure. Okay, now you are going to increase the Shukra energy alone. Okay, because the Jupiter is going to give you the gold and other things and financial stuff in my life. Jupiter is going to again the financial stuff in my life. Okay, I'm going to increase both the things. If you increase the Shukra energy tremendously, you enter into a different kind of an thing altogether. You may enter into different marital affairs and in number of marital affairs, I would say. So that's also not going to give unconventional path you will choose if your Shukra energy was increased. Is that no? It's not good. Even though there was the only two only auspicious grahas, if you increase that energy, it will going to give you the benefit. No, don't. So that's why the balance of energy should be there. If you remember in our initial lessons itself, I told you what chakras is working on the which graha itself. So when the Mars was debilitated, if you see in any of the horoscope, if the Mars was debilitated, means your fire energy won't work in your body. So what are the things you have to do? How you increase the fire element in your body? What are the things you have to be cautious about? What are the places I can go for it? So if you go for any of the Sun temple, if you go for any of the Shivan temple, that will increase the fire element, fire energy in your body. It makes the body aligned together. That's why the people will say pariharam, right? Remedies for that. Why they ask you to go into the temple particularly? When you enter into that kind of the temple, the temple won't change you anything. It allows any of the body, even if your body was not unable to receive the fire element also, that kind of the premises which have that kind of a mechanism, it allows that element into your body. That's it. That's why they ask you to go to the Shiva temple, particularly which is built on the in Tamil they call it as the Nagama Vidi. That means the temple which is built on some of the rules and regulations. If that was the temple, go into the temple, you receive that energy from one. Okay, I come back here. So there are many things you can involve, and not only the maps, any of the graha which is debilitated in your horoscope means it will give you an effect for sure, one or the other way. Not one or the other way, it will give you an effect. Some people will say, I have this debilitated graha in my horoscope, but I'm living my whole life very peacefully. Then definitely we have to check his or her horoscope. The other grahas may compensate or may have this particular person will have the kind of a wonderful environment to live in. Based on the Purva Punyam, they may have the wonderful guidance to lead, to live, to practice some of the energy. Because of that, that debilitated Graha won't disturb that particular person. You may wonder if your Manipura chakra was not work properly, your digestive system is not work properly, you may not eat to any kind of spinach also. That means the spinach related vegetables, right? I mean the leafy vegetables. You may not able to eat that. Your digestion won't let you to do that. Okay, the stories goes on like that. But simple way, if your graha debilitated means it will do its work. You check and see. You don't believe me. See number of the horoscope. Every debilitated planet. Okay, then you may ask me that there is a 9 grahas, 9 debilitation want to come. The Rahu and the Ketu are together. Okay, now how I can remember the debilitation? You know about what the Mars will do? Gives you an energy. Moon is related to your emotional well-being, right? So keep that in mind, main characters of that. So when that was debilitated, imagine you pluck out that character from that person. You see that person without that, how they are behaving. Then if that was not happening with that person, then you have to ask questioning that person alone. What are the things you are following? What kind of the practice you are doing? How you gain your energy? How you're maintaining your energy? Then you can conclusion with that. Okay, this graha was debilitated, but this person was practicing this one, and they are balancing with their energy. I hope I answered this.
Yes.
I have a question, Vanita. In the previous case, 7th Lord in the 9th. So for the corner lagnas, like for Kanya lagna in this case, the badhakas are on the 7th Lord, right? Badhaka is the 7th house Lord. Badhaka is the 7th house. So does it make any difference? Badhaka Lord in the 9th house? Maybe it is a good house. That's my. It may be good things come, but usually if it is like Mithuna Lagna and Guru or let's say Meena Lagna, the 7th house Lord is Buddha. Buddha in some other house or Buddha in the 9th house. Will it have like Buddha becomes Badhaka, right? So does that take away some of the characters that you have mentioned in here?
Okay. What is the special character of the Badhagadipati? Badhagadipati it won't grab anything from you. What it will do? It's going to give you, but how it will give? It will give you like, okay, you this is the thing you will have to have in your life. You will have this just like that? No. It gives you n number of obstacles. You feel that at one point in time, you feel that you forgot that also whatever you want in your life. Imagine a situation, you exactly want to do the post-graduation. Imagine one situation. You try for an year, you try for another year, you try for another year. At this point, you feel that, okay, this is not going to work for me and I take another U-turn and look after my life. And the years pass on. Then still at the corner of your mind, you want to do your post-graduation. Then 5 years goes on, 6 years goes on. And 7th year, somewhat if the situation becomes all clear, then you are doing the PG. That means you are not achieving that. No, you will achieve that. But what will happen? There are 3 years of the struggle, and the 4, 5, 6 years you forgot whatever you want to do. The 7th year, the situations arise, and okay, I want to do this. But at this point, this kind of the interest will have at the 7th year. No, it becomes okay. The possibility was coming. Let's do it. That's it. What I'm trying to say here was this Padakadipati won't stop you to getting any blessing, but giving the blessing itself, you feel that you don't have
it's
blessing.
Like a struggle. It's like a struggle.
Yeah,
basically.
it's like end number of struggle will come. Then end of the day, you feel like, okay, whatever I want, I do what I want. You feel that kind of a situation.
So that will be
So,
felt in the Bhadakadapati's Dasha Bhakti, right?
Badaka Dashabhuti, you will feel exactly like that. But when the Mercury Buddhi will happen for every time, right? Even though there was a Dasha Buddhi was happening, Buddhi Nathan will makes the greater return. If you see about the Dasha Nathan or Buddhi Nathan will have the power here. So when the Mercury was coming into the picture and the Buddhi, Dasha Buddhi was happening, it will give you the greater effect. No matter what will happen, nothing will happen to you when the Bhadakadipati was going. But when the Buddhinathan will come once in a while, you will see that effect also.
No, yeah, true. For me, when I went through that Jupiter Bhakti, it was not that great. Though
Hmm.
the documents said that Rahu Dasha Jupiter Bhakti was supposed to be awesome, I felt none of that. So
But Buddhinathan will
yeah.
take over the Dashanathan. So
yeah,
then when your Buddhinathan was Bhadakadipati, then you will face all kind of a blessing.
yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll see about the 7th. Okay, we'll see about the 11th and the 12th and the next week. We'll quickly see about this horoscope. Today we are going to see the Murali sir, horoscope. I wrongly mentioned your age. I'm sorry about this. I thought to exactly correct it. I forgot. Date of birth 18th July 1964, Hunali, India, 23:30 p.m. This information is correct, sir.
Yeah.
So your full name is Muralidhara.
Yeah.
That is also around there.
Muralidharan. Dara. Yeah. There is no N. I'm not Tamilian, so it's from Karnataka.
And what is the date, sir?
Age 61 and a half right now, as of now.
You'll make it as a 60.
Yeah. I'll be 62 in July. So
Okay. Before saying into this horoscope, okay, let's see about the based on the timing which we shown earlier. Ascendant is the Meena, there is no Graha in it. Second house is the Jupiter, which is Mesha. Third house is the Venus and the Mars in the Rishabha, Rahu in the Midhuna, Surya, Mercury in the Karka, Moon in the Tula, Ketu in the Dhanu, Saturn retrograde in the 12th house. Is that the correct only, right?
yes. That's correct.
Also. So based on that, the Lagnam is the Meena, Tula Rasi, Dasha Buddhi hammering, Venus Dasha, Jupiter Buddhi, and the Antar is the Moon. This is correct?
Jupiter Dasha, Shukra Dasha right now. Jupiter Antar Dasha, correct.
Yeah.
Antar Dasha, I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I think if Saturn finished. Yeah, it could be. I mean, I don't know about the moon Antar Dasha.
The main important is the Dashanathan and the Buddhinathan. If that was right, then
Yeah,
you also.
that is correct. That's correct. Till October, I have October 2026.
Before we see about the Shadbala, we'll see about a few other things. This is about the time and the date of birth, so we have to concentrate from here. Tithi is the Shukla Dasami, that means it is born on the period of when the queen phase of the moon, that is Shukla period. Dasami is the 10th Tithi. Weekday is a Saturday. Is that correct, sir? Weekday is a Saturday.
Yes. But at
Nakshatra is
the sunrise, it was Navami
mm.
Tithi, and it is a Dashami. Next day it was Ekadashi. So Dashami was Upari. So that Dashami never came. So at the time of the birth, the Tithi was Dashami, correct? But at sunrise, it was Navami. The next day sunrise, it was Ekadashi. So they call it the Upari Tithi.
Weekday is a Saturday. Nakshatra is the Vishaka Nakshatra. The Lord is the Jupiter. Nakshatra is the Vishakam only, right?
Yes.
Yoga is the Shubha.
You said, what is that?
Vishaga Nakshatra, Jupiter is
Correct. Third pada. Yeah, third pada.
yeah. And the yoga is the Shubha, Karana is the Garija. In Tamil we call it as a Karise. Kora Lord is this one I leave this one for later. So until here we have to remember. Then we'll get to here. Lagnam is the Meena Lagnam. Lagnadipati is the Jupiter. Kendra Trikona we have to see. Yoga Karga is the Mars. So Kendra means what we have to see. The Kendra is the 1 and the 4 and 7 and the 10. So first thing, why we need to see the Kendra and the Trikona, we have to understand whether the Kendra and Trikona have a number of the planets in it or not. So in the Kendra, there was no Graha in it. When comes into the 4th house, it was a Rahu in it. Okay, in the 7th house, there was no Graha, and the 10th house, there was the Ketu. Okay, now how you derive out of it? In 1, 4, 7, 10.
4 and 10 have Rahu Ketu.
Here, no Graha, and in the 7th, no Graha. 4th is the Rahu, and the 10th is the Ketu. So when you see an overview of the Kendra, there is no auspicious Graha, only the Rahu and the Ketu was there in the Kendra. Keep that in mind. We'll come back to that later. Now when it comes into the Trikona, 1, 5, 9, 1 is the ascendant, there was no Graha in it. Here 5 is the
Sun and Mercury.
Sun and the Mercury. And the 9, there was no Graha in it. Okay. Here is the interesting thing. So even then, the Sun, the Mercury, there is no combustion here. So now, 245 and this is 2348. So in the Trikona, there was 2 planets in it. So that means it doesn't mean the Sun is considered as an inauspicious Graha. But when the Mercury was combined with the inauspicious, it's again considered as an inauspicious one. Then you may think, no, the Sun is a kind of an inauspicious. What is the inauspicious here?
It burns.
It won't give you a soft slab. It will give you the hot slab only. Then it won't give you the softer touch. The touch will be hard. Hard means the lessons, whatever you will learn, the lessons you learn from others, it will be the hot slap for you. Okay, whenever you realize, okay, I learned a lesson, it's not like somebody will soft touch and tell you, okay, pat your shoulder, okay, this is the advice you will have in your life. No. You will have a lessons in a very hard way. You would say like that. CM2. So that's about the Kendra and the Tripura. Yoga Karaka is the Mars. Why? You see this and tell me why Yoga Karaka is Mars.
Well, it's only the 9th house, Lord. I think I was not sure because the corner lagnas don't have yoga karakas.
Why? Meena Lagna, right?
Yeah, Meena Lagna, there is no, it's not a lord of any Kendra or Trikona. Mars is not involved in any Kendra or Trikona. Only Trikona, 9th house lord, but it is not a Kendra. There is no yoga karakas for the corner lagnas.
Yeah, you are correct. Give me a second. Why I'm mentioning that?
I was wondering why it was so.
Give me a second. Let me see. It's not in the Kendra. It's not in the Tripura. I think this is wrong. You are correct. There was no yoga.
Mars is in 9th house lord, Trikona lord, but not yoga karaka.
It was not in the Kendra. Yeah. Correct. Okay, then we have to look for the Graha combination. Okay, that one was. There is 2 things. Okay, now let's see about the Graha combinations very quickly. Then you will see that in the next. Okay, when you see the chart, in the Rashi itself, there are the 2 major combinations you can see: Venus and the Mars, and the Sun and the Mercury. So we have to take this one into consideration. So then when it comes into an importance, these 2 combinations will get the priority over the others. Then what the other combination will come? Then we will use, when we see about the Graha aspect, then that is also considered as a combination. then that combination take the second priority. So first priority we already know that was the Venus and the Mars and the Sun and the Mercury. Okay, then in which house we have to consider this? This one we have to consider for the third house. This one we have to consider for the fifth house. Okay. Now, now let's find other combination. These two combinations will become the higher priority over the other. Anybody finding any combinations over here? We have to consider the aspect of the Jupiter. We have to consider the aspect of the Saturn and every graha, but majorly you have to consider the Mars. Because the Sun and the Mercury will have only one combination, so there was no graha in it. And the Rahu and the Ketu. We'll see about the Rahu and Ketu later, at least the other 7 grahas. Moon was aspecting the Jupiter. So that one combination will come, right?
Mm.
Okay, Venus is also having only one combination, one here. There was no graha in it. This.
And Venus is in its own house also.
What is it?
Venus is in its own house.
So we'll come into that later.
Okay.
Let's find the graha combination. Then,
Okay.
yeah, we are going to see which graha in one house, which is in exalted, debilitated. We'll come into the next one.
Okay.
Okay, let's see about the Venus. Venus didn't have any combination. When it comes into the not combination means no aspect. Mars, what are the aspect? Anybody remember?
4 and 10.
4.
4 and 8. 9, 8.
7,
4 and 8.
8. Okay, when you see this one, the Mars was combined with the Ketu. Yes.
Ketu. Yes.
Mars Ketu. There was no 7. There was no 4. Okay. Now let's see about the Sun. Sun is also no. Mercury also no. We already know about this, the Moon. And Rahu and Ketu will come back later. And then let's see about the major graha, that is the Jupiter.
Aspecting Ketu.
What are the aspect here?
5, 7, 9.
The 5, there was no. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the
Moon is
7,
there.
the point Moon, we already noted down. And wow, this is
Ketu.
the interesting combination. Which one? Jupiter and the Ketu. Now let's see
Saturn
about
is
the
3,
Saturn.
7, 10. 3, 7, 10.
Combined with him. Combined with him. Combined with him. So here no. And Saturn and the retrograde Saturn and the Jupiter. Retrograde Saturn and the Jupiter. Okay, the thing is any other combination? Okay, let's see about the Rahu and Ketu. Don't consider the Rahu and Ketu because they are opposite to each other. The single body only head and time. So we don't need to consider that combination. And what are the other
And for
combinations?
everyone that will be there, no, Anita. That Rahu Ketu.
Shiva?
For everyone that will be there, no, 7 and 7 that will aspect.
Yes. That's what. Oh my God. You didn't see that? See, the Jupiter will see about the Moon. Moon is having only one aspect. Venus is having only one aspect, so there was no graha in it.
Yeah.
Mars, we already saw that. And the Sun and Mercury will having the aspect here, so there was no graha in it. You got it, right?
Yeah.
So,
Vanita, the Saturn is retrograde here.
Even
So
I had doubt.
we
Should it
should
not go
take
backwards?
anti-clockwise, right? Not
Exactly. I
clockwise
also thought
aspect.
about it.
yeah, that's what the people was few teachers were saying that you go here like this,
This way, backside, backwards.
backside, and some people will say,
Not
go
backside, sorry,
here like
backward.
this, and some people say go forward. But the retrograde is nothing but the planet is not moving forward. The planet energy will be consolidated here. So it doesn't mean the logic, the both of them will saying it is in a different logic altogether. But my mind was in such a way that, see, with the retrograde, telling me like this, so somewhat I compromised, but if you feel that, no, it was not wrong, find it in one way. Imagine when you were born, here you were born, the Earth was here, the Saturn was here. All the planets are revolving in a defined orbit path. So when it was going here, when it comes closer, it was going like this only. It doesn't mean the planet was moving backward and forward. It was in such a way, but we feel that it was going back and coming to the orbit. But it's revolving on its own path only.
But was it
That's what
closer to the Earth when it is retrograde?
closer to the Earth. Yes, it was closer to the Earth. We feel that okay, the graha was going backward and coming front. No, the planet won't have the U-turn and S-turn and all. That's what my belief system. But if you feel that no, it was a retrograde Saturn, no, I have to go back. But I don't feel that was correct. It's my perspective. But if you feel at least at point in time, whatever I learned, my belief system was saying, let's go forward because the only two graha which is naturally going for backward is the Rahu and the
Rahu-Ketu.
So you have to consider the Rahu here only. That's the natural direction. For the other grahas, the natural direction is going forward only. That's what my belief system. But if you feel no, Vanita, no, it's retrograde, I want to go use it as a back, then try and see. I'm also no, I'm not when I go for a backward for a Saturn, I'm not 100% confident. That's what I'm not doing that. But if you feel that no, Rita, I take number of the research and find that the going backward is the best for me, and I'm going to analyze like that.
No, which
No,
book says that? I have not
actually,
read
it
any
is not
text which
correct.
says that.
What is it?
No, which I have not read any book which says that for retrograde you have to
Exactly.
look at.
It is not right. It is.
Yeah, you
It is
have to look
actually
on the
not going
opposite
backwards.
direction.
Okay. Okay, you got to understand the little bit of movements of the grahas. So Earth is going faster. Like, you are going in an express train and there is another train stopped in the station, for example, not stopped, but, just started. But you are like, Vande Bharat, there are maybe some other train that is going really fast. When you look back and in that planet, it seems like, oh, it is going backward because we are going
Yeah.
fast. So that is the reason. That is also coming front,
Yeah.
it is moving forward only. So there is nothing like retrograde means it is going backwards. No, you have to see always, the take for, of course, Rahu and Ketu are rotating backwards when because of Earth and moon, sun and moon movements, but not other grahas. We are all rotating in the same direction, but the speed is the matter, the thing. Because we see Venus and Mercury, the inner planets, rotating. It goes back, retro and forward, retro and forward. That is because they are going faster than us. So we think that, it is going retrograde, but they're also going in the same direction as us. So
Yeah, my belief system
aspect
also
is
like
always
that.
you have to take in the
Yeah.
forward. Maybe I'll prepare some slides. Maybe I can explain the astronomical portion. Like maybe the movements and things like that. How
That
you
would
can
be really
start.
awesome. Yeah.
How you can actually represent this kundali in the actual universe. Maybe I should. I'll maybe when I come back to India, maybe after April, I'll explain.
That's really great. See, most of the thing, don't make it as the astrology. Already the astrology is so much complex involved in it. Try not to make it a different one, because when I studied with the different astrologers, they give me a different kind of a perspective. And one point in time, I thought that okay, this is not going to work for me. I simply believe in such a way. I make it as the learning altogether very simple. See, naturally going backward grahas only two. Ragu and the Ketu, keep that in mind. Make other grahas as a forward direction. The retrograde is nothing but it was closer to you. It gives you the more energy. That's why the people will say when the retrograde planet in your chart means that kind of the karma, you come back from your previous lifetime and come back to living in this lifetime. That is what the karma you are going to leave in this lifetime. Okay, let's come back here. Now the retrograde, let's moving into the Saturn will goes in the forward direction. Okay, now let's see. This is 3, 7, and 10. Yes, Shanu. So there was only one combination, retrograde Saturn and the Jupiter. See about our two heroes, that is Rahu and the Ketu. So Rahu goes 3, 7, 11, but the number of the astrologers is also giving the different aspects for the Rahu and Ketu also. But let's stick with only one combination, 3, 7, and 11. Okay? Goes into here 3. Don't consider the Ketu, okay? Then you may think, okay, Rahu and Ketu is one combination. No, Rahu, that is one full body, consider the head and the tail. If you consider any graha, any other graha in this Dhanu, then we have to consider that. Okay. So for Rahu, there was only one combination, that is the Rahu and the Jupiter. And the Jupiter. Now let's see.
Rahu, Jupiter, Saturn, Jupiter, Moon, Jupiter, Ketu. No, 4 are with Jupiters there.
Yes. Yeah. Let's see that. See about the Ketu also. Ketu here. And here. Ketu is here. Okay, awesome. Moon and the Ketu. Ketu and the retrograde Saturn. And that's it. Okay. Now, which combination you have to give the higher priority? All the time we have to give the higher priority to the Venus and the Mars, Sun and the Mercury. That's take over the other priorities. Then we have to consider this combination. Okay, then we will. The one question will come: when this combination will work in a greater effect, when your Dasha Buddhi was happening, this combination will do its work for sure, no matter what happens. So whenever you see any of the horoscope, you remember the combination. If it is your horoscope, remember your combination. If Dashapati was happening, then that combination will work for sure. If number of years we lived in, right, at least for 10 years, 12 years, 50 years, then when the Graha combination and Dashapati combination, when you find time, combine with it together and find an answer. Whenever you enter into first education, your post graduation, under graduation, you enter into the first job. When you left your job, and which time you enter into another job, and when you got married, when you had a kid, when you had first children, second children, and this is the main event in your life, right? You combine it together and find an answer. That is an interesting part to analyze yours. Or the other things, what are the struggles you faced in your life? How you struggle to study, work, and your relationship? How you struggle with your health? Combine it together and find an answer. That is an interestingly to analyze yourself. Now, whenever you read the horoscope, mark down the combination and remember the Dasha Buddhi also. That will give you, whenever we read Dasha Buddhi, then this combination we have to take care. So make a note of this.
Where will we get all the Dasha Buddhis? Where will we get the list of Dasha Buddhis?
Oh, you can see in the software.
In every astrology software, they will give you a separate column. Okay. The name it is a Vimshotri Dasha. In Jagannath Hora also, it will give you as the fourth tab as a Dasha.
Okay, fine.
Okay, there
are three things there, 3 planets. So the middle one we have to consider, the center one?
And the first one is a Dasha, second one is the Buddhi. Okay, now for him, right? Okay, now let's see.
Okay, yeah, that way. Yeah.
The first one is the Dashanathan, Venus. Second one is the Buddhinathan. Third one is the Nanta. Okay, now let's see. Most of the time, the people will, mostly the Buddhinathan will take over the Dashanathan. The Dashanathan is the platform. Who doing the action? The Buddhinathan is doing an action. Then you will understand, okay, no, I want to go deeper into it. Then go into an Antar. Then you can go into an antar is nothing but your time period. Okay, whatever the dasha, buddhi, antar, and into it mention the time period only. So the Venus, the dasha, antar, I want to put deeper into it. Now this will give you the month time. See, Venus will give you an years. This will give you months, and this will give you a week. And if you want to go deeper into it, days and go that is a 24 hours of the time. No, I would go deeper, go into an hours time, go into minutes time, go into seconds time. That level also people did the astrology in the earlier times. Okay? Not even having without any kind of an astrology. So okay. This is mentioning about your time, what kind of an action, what kind of an event going to happen in your life. Okay.
Okay.
Now,
Vanita, I have a question. That Shadbala there, I don't know which software is this one, but I think in the Jagannath Hora, I think the sun had the highest in my thing. Sun had the highest strength. No,
also,
I don't know which
the
software
number
this one.
I taken it from the Parashara. I also see the difference, but let me see. Give me a second. 1, 3. Venus was having too much here. 164. Oh, Sun was having less. Okay, the number and the percentage may vary. I will find out what is the reason here. But I use the two different softwares. One is the.
No,
This is from.
even in Jagannath Hora, Venus is higher than Sun.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought sun was higher. Okay, never mind. Sorry. I was
Okay.
not 100%.
Hey, sorry, you're right. It's almost same. 164 is
165 is
Sun,
the
165
4
is
is the
Sun. Yeah, it's
Venus.
almost same. Yeah.
But sun is higher, right?
Sun is higher,
Sun is
yes. You're right.
So that's what I thought. But this one is clearly less. So that's what I was wondering. Yeah.
I use the three softwares. Three softwares was using a different timing. Then I thought they ended up, okay, no, leave the confusion. Let's see, landing into the Parashara. But now the Parashara is also giving this one. Okay.
But I know sun is my protector. I have the highest fun for that bala from sun actually.
Vanita, it's getting late.
Yes.
One thing,
Yes.
3 months back, there was one session in batch 11 where astrophysicists came and talked about retrogression. I will just share the video in WhatsApp.
Awesome.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see about the other things from the next week. Okay, we'll continue the session the next week. I stop the session here. We'll see you all next. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Anita.